Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Bible Excerpts, and I'm excited to get started on a regular schedule for this series, because it'll be great not to, just have it random, but a nice schedule would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Anyway, so hopefully Mondays and Thursdays you'll get episodes. Keep that in prayer. Last time, on the last episode of Bible Excerpts, we talked about Amaziah and how he went to war against Edom. But he did not think that he could take them by himself. So he hired Israel. And a man of God, a prophet, told him that he should not join with the people of Israel, because they did not have God with them. God is the one who can give power to help and to overthrow. He didn't need to join himself with non-believers. And so Amaziah dismissed the Israelites. He went to war and they won. They had a great success. But now, after that, Amaziah went to the gods of Edom and started worshiping them, even though he had just destroyed the people of Edom, and their gods didn't help him. And because of this, God's anger is aroused against him. But also, Amaziah his heart is lifted up because he just won a great battle against the Edomites and people of Seir. So remember what happens now. We're in 2 Chronicles chapter 25, reading 17 through 24. It says, "Now Amaziah, king of Judah, asked advice and sent to Joash, the son of Jehoahaz, the son of Jehu, king of Israel, saying, 'Come, let us face one another in battle.' And Joash, king of Israel, sent to Amaziah, king of Judah, saying, 'The thistle that was in Lebanon sent to the cedar that was in Lebanon, saying, Give your daughter to my son as a wife. And the wild beast that was in Lebanon passed by and trampled the thistle. Indeed, you say that you have defeated the Edomites, and your heart is lifted up to boast. Stay at home now. Why should you meddle with trouble, that you should fall, you and Judah with you?' But Amaziah would not heed. For it came from God that he might give them into the hand of their enemies, because they sought the gods of Edom. So Joash, king of Israel, were now, and he and Amaziah, king of Judah, faced one another at Beth Shemesh, which belongs to Judah. And Judah was defeated by Israel, and every man fled to his tent. Then Joash, the king of Israel, captured Amaziah, king of Judah, and the son of Joash, the son of Jehoahaz, at Beth Shemesh. And he brought him to Jerusalem, and broke down the wall of Jerusalem, from the gate of Ephraim to the corner gate, 400 cubits. And he took all the gold and silver, all the articles that were found in the house of God with Obed-Edom, the treasures of the king's house, and hostages, and returned to Samaria." So Amaziah is feeling proud. He thinks he could easily take on the people of Israel. And so he challenges Joash to war, to a battle. And Joash, he sees himself as a cedar in this story. He sends back this parable, a very short parable. I think it's an incredibly important parable for us today. He sent back this parable of the beast and the thistle. He sees himself as the cedar of Lebanon, a great big tree, and that's Joash. He sees himself as a big tree, but Amaziah, he sees himself. Joash sees Amaziah as the thistle, a very small bush, not very much to it, but this thistle wants to take on this tree, and he warns him. A wild beast that was in Lebanon passed by and trampled on the thistle. He was trying to give him perspective of where he was, of his case. And when he also tells him in verse 19, "Why should you meddle with trouble, that you should fall, you and Judah with you?" Joash is trying to point out to Amaziah that he's prideful, that he's messing with trouble. Don't mess with trouble. It's gonna be trouble. But Amaziah doesn't listen. He goes to battle anyway, and we see what he gets for it. He is brought down low. He is humbled, and he's taken into captivity. And he remains there, I don't know for how long, but quite a while. His heart was lifted up by his success, by his past success, and he thought that he could take on Israel by himself. How many times are we lifted up by our past successes and we think, you know, God, I got this. Bye. We try to take it on. But the reality is, brothers and sisters, we need God on our side. When the rubber meets the road, we are just mere specks of dust, nothing but the thistle. We can be easily trampled upon. It's only God who sustains us and God who protects us. In the previous episode, verse 8, the man of God said, God shall make you fall before the enemy if you go out to battle with these people, if you connect yourselves with unbelievers. And he gives this statement. He says, God has power to help and to overthrow. God has a power to help us. Why shouldn't we rely on that power? Why shouldn't we depend upon God? We need God. We need him in everything that we do, and we need to keep looking unto him, the author and finisher of our faith, as it says in Hebrews chapter 12, I believe. 12 verse 1. So keep in mind this parable that we are the thistle, and we don't want to get trampled by the beast. Alright, so thank you for watching this episode. It's a shorter one, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, press that like button and feel free to comment. Comments are fantastic. I don't get very many, but I'd love to interact with you all, whoever is watching these videos. But thank you. I'll see you next time on Bible Excerpts. In the meantime, don't forget to watch my YouTube shorts on the Sabbath School Thought. Thank you, and God bless you.